Hi, my name is Joel Devlin. I work with local childcare businesses in order to grow their brand and grow their enrollment. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you the enrollment ecosystem, the A to Z of growing your enrollments. I'm not just going to be going through what platforms to choose. I'm not going to be going through just different ad strategies or hooks or what's trending right now. I'm going to be going through the core from A to Z, from how you can choose a platform, what type of advertising you should do, what it means, all the definitions, where it applies to the childcare industry, all the way down to what to do after people have enrolled. How can you use reviews in order to gain more enrollments? How can you use reviews in order to boost your rankings on platforms like Google and in Facebook, and use it as a trust asset in order to grow your brand and grow your brand as a trusted authority in your area and in your space. So if you're struggling to grow your childcare center, this video is designed specifically for you. This isn't just ad strategies, it's a full comprehensive guide on building a full enrollment ecosystem for your childcare center. As a marketer and a brand builder, the aim of this guide is to make it as digestible as possible for those who are viewing. That being said, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about the technical side of things, join the Facebook group. I'll have it linked in the description, probably the second link there. And by the end of this video, my goal is that you understand the importance of brand in a saturated market, that you understand the idea of the compounding effects that an enrollment ecosystem has on your brand, and to be able to identify the importance and need of a clear acquisition system. And here are some just quick notes before I dive into the video. Ads do work for rural/regional providers. You don't need a huge budget, and advertising does require refinement and maintenance. It's not set and forget. First and foremost, we want to establish our ideal parent profile, so our IPP. So the application for this is we can curate our organic content and our advertisements in order to appeal to our IPP. Because at the end of the day, our ideal parent profile, these are the people who are going to be paying us money. These are the parents of the children that we are going to be servicing. So the demographics. The age is probably around 23 to 40. The gender is mainly female mothers, but also include males, the fathers. Location within a 10 to 15 kilometer radius of your childcare location. Or if you are a regional provider or rural provider, there's less competition there, so you don't have to focus just on one suburb. What you can do is you can focus on multiple suburbs, multiple of the small towns around you. Say if you're a larger town and let's say you have 5,000 population, for example, you can also target the towns around you that might only have a couple hundred in population, or maybe like a low thousand, and their pain points and motivations. What they want out of a childcare center is someone who is safe. They want their children to be safe. They want a trustworthy provider. They want nurturing care, and they want transparency. So the way we can achieve this is through our content. The way we can showcase this is through our reputation and through also our organic content that builds trust and builds the brand. Their needs, so they need flexible hours to fit work schedules. Another bullet point is they value qualified and caring educators, and they're interested in social and educational development for their child. I'm going to go over just some key terms for advertising. So these are the metrics that you use in order to measure whether or not a campaign is successful, how you can refine the campaign, and where things are going right or where things are going wrong. So a cost per lead is how much you pay an advertising platform to get each interested parent's contact information. It doesn't have to be an advertising platform. It's just pretty much how much does it cost you to get an interested person's contact information so you can reach out to them and hopefully sell a product or service. Cost per tour, how much you pay to get a parent to show up for a tour. Conversion rates, the percentage of parents who convert from lead to tour to enrollment. So if you have a lead to tour conversion rate, so how many of your leads show up for a tour? The percentage of those is the conversion rate. Let's say you have 100 leads, simplicity's sake, you have 100 leads and 50 leads book a tour and show up. That would be a 50% conversion rate. And conversion rates can also be at different points of the pipeline. So it could be a tour to enrollment conversion rate, for example. and the cost per enrollment. So this is just your cost per acquisition. If you're familiar with some of the finance marketing terms with it, cost per enrollment is purely just adjusted for the childcare industry. And that is the total ad spend divided by the number of enrollments from the ad campaign. And then there is your ROAS, return on ad spend. So that is the revenue generated from ad spend. This tells us if the ads are profitable and if we should continue running them, if we should run more, or if we have something that we need to adjust. Trust assets. Every good business shows that they are trustworthy. Every business would, to a degree, in their marketing, they tell people that they're trustworthy. We're the most trusted providers. We have this much experience. We do this, we do this, we do this. But the way you can actually show it without pretty much pushing it into people's faces, and therefore it makes it more trustworthy, is actually by reviews and testimonials, because they are from third parties. Organic social media content, because it actually takes you into the day-to-day life of the managers, center directors, and they're actually talking to the people who are either own the center, who run the center, and are involved in the day-to-day operations. That just builds rapport. Now, moving forward, we're going to be choosing the platform. So the differences in platforms, it really just comes down to intent. For example, Google places your ads in front of people who are actively searching for childcare in your area. This means they're ready to enroll now. This is only seen as 3% of the market that are ready to buy now. So Google ads have a finite amount of search volume, though it is very high intent, ready to buy prospects. These leads often are more expensive to acquire, but they are very high intent. So when you bid on a keyword, you're bidding against your competitors to show up above other childcare centers. An example of this, a Google search, say if I Google search fish and chips near me, I'm actively looking to purchase fish and chips in my area. Whereas if I ran Facebook or Instagram ad for a fish and chip shop, I might see the ad, but I'm not hungry. Like, I've just eaten food, and showing me a fish and chip ad is pretty useless because I don't want fish and chips, I'm full. Whereas with Google, if I'm searching fish and chips near me, like, I'm hungry, I want to buy fish and chips, and I'm in a buying stage. I'm looking for a business to work to essentially serve me. Now moving on to Meta. This is your Facebook and this is your Instagram. The targeting shows that they're ready to enroll in the future. Your ads get put in front of people that would meet your ideal parent profile. Now, this is overall a bigger market. You're not bidding on something that's finite. It's basically infinite. It's however many people you can convert using your ads. So it's not as high intent as Google. Each click and lead is cheaper, but they're a lot lower quality essentially. But obviously the higher volumes. More parents will be meeting your ideal parent profile will see your ads. So in an ideal scenario, it's all the people that are looking for childcare in your area, but they may have not Googled it, or they may have, your ads didn't show up on a specific Google term that they searched. This is hopefully where Facebook and Instagram can display ads to these people. YouTube ads, very overlooked. They harness the power of Google search at a lower cost because Google owns YouTube, so they have an integrated advertising system. Most of the market are bidding on the same keywords to be shown on Google search, whereas YouTube, you are advertising to the exact same keywords, exact same people, prospects, just in a video format and at a lower cost. A cool thing you can do with YouTube, as a little side note, is you can actually input the YouTube channels of your competitors, the YouTube channels of childcare related YouTube channels. You can input the URL, so the domain, so basically the websites of your competitors, and if people visit them, any of these channels, websites, domains, URLs, whatever you choose, they will actually be shown YouTube ads from your business. Another one is TikTok. This is yet again often overlooked. It's great for cheaper leads. It's a less saturated platform with amazing targeting. Typically has a younger audience, but it's not just for kids. There is a lot of older people, even in their 50s and 60s, who use TikTok. Next, I'm going into actually crafting ads. So initially you'll have the creatives and the hooks. The most important thing when running ads is the first 3 seconds, the hook. You cannot get leads from ads if people do not stop scrolling to view your content. Simple as that. Picture ads tend to perform better overall in terms of leads, but video ads build longer term brand equity and allows you to retarget more effectively. I'm going to sort of dive into this meta ads update because I understand that so many childcare centers are running Facebook or Instagram ads. So this is pretty valuable to hear. Meta ads no longer reward small hook tests on the same core creative. So basically what this means, if you film a 90-second video that goes over your center, why you're trustworthy, case studies, so on and so forth, traditionally or in the past, if you wanted to be technical, you'd craft and you'd change the first, say, 5 seconds of that content, the hook, and you change it to get different hooks, but you'd keep the remainder of the video the exact same across, for example, 10 different ads. So you can have 10 different ads and say they're this long, but they're all the same from here, but it's only the hook, the smallest amount here, that is actually changed. The update, which is an AI-powered one, it now matches different concepts with different pockets of parents. To perform, you must have multiple fundamentally different creative angles, not just small variations. For example, changing headlines, changing your hooks. We use the PDA framework to produce these angles. The persona, so who are we speaking to? The desire, what they want for their child or family. Awareness, how much they currently understand. And the goal is to create 8 to 15 distinct ad concepts per campaign. So step 1. These represent the different types of parents that are ready to enroll for different reasons. So that's defining your personas. So persona 1, for example, could be working parents with full-time careers, and their core pain is they need a reliable, extended hours, communication transparency with a childcare center. For example, we have number 3, parents who truly value early learning outcomes above everything else. They want a structured curriculum with school readiness to go into primary school and therefore sort of build a base to then go into further education. Step 2 would be defining these parents' core desires. These are the emotional motivators behind choosing a center. So a desire could be they really desire that a child feels safe, loved, and settled. Another one, they could desire a smooth return to work transition for the parents. Another desire could be they want the community, they want them to make friends, they want them to have the connection, and they want the community to, maybe they want to be close with the educators and know the educators really well and have that sort of sense of community. Step 3, you want to define the awareness levels. So there's unaware, problem aware, and solution aware. I'm sure if you've done you've sort of dived into any type of marketing, you've heard this before. So unaware is that they don't know that there's a problem and they're not evaluating any centers. The second one would be problem aware. They know that they'll need to look at childcare soon. Maybe they're considering going back to work or whatever they decide, whatever they're deciding on. And then the awareness level number 3 is solution aware. This means they are ready to enroll with a childcare center. This is where they're searching for childcare centers in their area on Google. This is where they're comparing centers. They might be booking in for some tours to go have a look. And the messaging style for the solution aware prospects is you want to showcase your differentiation. Tours, educator profiles, curriculum, testimonials, case studies, really just that lower end of the funnel to get them hopefully into a tour and across the line so they can enroll with you. And step 4, pairing all 3 of the steps I mentioned above together. This is where you create your distinct ad concepts. So this is where you combine persona, desire, and awareness to generate all messaging angles. So your ad concept, say concept 3, it might be persona 3 with desire 2 and with awareness 1, so they're very solution aware. So it could be your creative angle. This could be your ad or content is educator-led videos explaining the curriculum and school readiness outcomes. That could be your ad. And here is just a little visual of the framework. So your ad concepts are built on the persona, desire, and awareness, Now, this is sort of what you have to follow if you want to succeed using Meta. So that is, again, your Facebook and your Instagram. Moving forward, here is your lead magnets and call to action. This is applicable for all ads, whether it's online, offline, paper, whatever you choose. Lead magnets is a free, valuable resource offered by a business in exchange for a potential customer's contact information, like an email address. So a potential lead magnet, which I don't see enough, could be a lunch and learn. It could be a high tea explaining different things about your center in order to hopefully get enrollments. You see this a lot in pre-planning funerals. A lot of them advertise a high tea, or they might organize some sort of lunch. And what they do is over lunch, they educate these people and make them problem aware, and then move towards the solution awareness, and towards the end of the lunch, the presentation. And that's where they hopefully get people to move forward and pre-plan, prepay for their funeral. That's just how it works. But a lead magnet can also be something like a checklist, a school readiness checklist. It could be a childcare evaluation survey. A call to action is, what are you asking the prospect to do in order to move forward? This is your call now, learn more, visit our website, book a tour. So when you piece all of these together, you should hopefully get somewhat of an idea on what the actual ad is. That's all I've just covered just there. That's just the ad. And now I'm going to move forward into the systems behind the advertisement. So I'm running ads. I'm getting leads. Now what? Where do the leads go? So what you want to do is you want to send the traffic or leads. I'll distinguish between the two in a moment. To a CRM. So a CRM is a customer relationship manager. Think of it as a hub to keep all of your leads, a hub to keep all of your invoices, just all in one platform. That's all it is. There are a million types. My clients and my company, Centerscale, we use a Centerscale CRM. Just an FYI, get in touch with me via the first link in the description. We can have a quick consultation and I can get you set up an account in our CRM. It's at no cost, it's completely free. If that's something that interests you or you need a CRM, just let me know. You can send the traffic to a landing page within the CRM, so that's sending traffic. So when someone clicks on your ad, they get sent to your landing page, which is just basically external. It's out of Facebook and Instagram, sorry. Or you can use the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube lead forms. And this is where they send the data. So they'll send name, phone number, email into your CRM for you. So the difference would be you would have to build a funnel if you don't use the Facebook or just any of the lead forms. What you want to do in your CRM is you want to keep it simple and keep your pipeline nice and neat to manage all the leads at different stages along the enrollment process, from lead all the way to enrolled. So you want to keep different tabs. As you can see here, we have a tab for new leads. We have a tab for new leads. We have a tab for hot leads. We have a tab for people that have booked a tour. We have all of these different tabs to distinguish between the warmth of these leads, essentially, and where they are at along our pipeline. So automating the lead capture process is crucial to having successful marketing campaigns. Once you're getting multiple leads per day, it becomes challenging to juggle new enrollment sales with the day-to-day operations of the business. Another value tip is you want to add notes of prospects to the CRM. If they mention any pain points or relevant information over the phone or in lead forms, then you want to add it to the notes in the CRM. Call your leads. Call your leads within 15 minutes of them submitting a lead form. The sooner, the better. A 2011 Harvard Business Review study found that response rates for leads contacted within 5 minutes of an inquiry were 100x higher. Organic content. Organic content supports your advertising. It's a form of a trust asset. Not only does it build your social media, builds your brand, builds your exposure, many other things. It actually has a compounding effect. I'm going to show you exactly how this works. The more videos you post and the more engagement you receive, the more the content gets pushed out to more people who are part of your IPP, ideal parent profile. Ultimately, The more people get added to your retargeting ads, resulting in more enrollments. It's a compounding flywheel. So here's the flywheel here. You create organic content. It builds trust and increases engagement via likes, shares, comments, follows. It expands the reach. The content gets pushed out to more people that previously liked, shared, that are like that. So basically more parents see your content. They get added to retargeting campaigns and it increases their enrollments. More people enroll in programs at a lower cost because the people who are added to the retargeting ads are going to be warmer. They know what your brand is. They know who you are. They've seen your content. Therefore, they're more likely to enroll at a cheaper cost. Retargeting. So retargeting and remarketing, they are the exact same thing. Advertising to those who have displayed interest in your business. Here's an example for Facebook and Instagram. Running an ad specifically for those who have clicked on one of your other ads, but did not fill out the form. Therefore, they triggered a click inside of the Meta platform. Here's an example for YouTube. They're running ads to those who have searched for a key term related to our target audience. The action, in-market parent searches for childcare in Melbourne. Our ads will be shown to this person when they visit YouTube. I'm going to show you how you can get cheaper ad costs and how organic content pulls together and completes the holistic approach to marketing. That's basically how it sort of feeds this idea of an enrollment ecosystem that I talk about. When you have an engaged following, retargeting opens up another way of advertising. It's cheaper because those who view your ads are warmer because they know what your brand is, they know who you are, and they've engaged with your brand already. So usually when you're running retargeting ads, the people are going to be warmer. They're going to be in between cold and warm. You may not have their contact information, but these people are going to be warmer because they know who you are, they know your brand. An example of a piece of organic content that you can do is a playground walkthrough. So this displays the playground, what they can do. It also displays safety, and this content appeals to safety conscious parents. It also showcases your facilities. When you curate your organic content to appeal to your IPP, your followers view you as the trusted authority. When you are the trusted authority, your ads become more effective, especially in retargeting ads. When you post content, people listen and people actually, they're not as skeptical as other businesses, because right now, skepticism, especially online, is an all-time high. You have a lot of scammers, you have a lot of grifters, you have a lot of low-quality businesses, and it's hard for people to differentiate. So you have to basically show more touch points a prospect has, this is the warmer that they'll become. Touch points are engagements between the center and the prospective parent. Do they like your content? Maybe they comment, maybe they follow you. Have you called them? And warmer is closer to buying. To tie this all together, you can use your feedback and reviews, so that is your reputation management, in order to support and continually compound your enrollment ecosystem. A high quality and quantity of online reviews builds trust with your prospects. They act as social proof. Reviews are powerful because they are third parties evaluating their experience with your center. Prospects trust those who have walked the path they are considering walking down. It comes across as more trustworthy than the marketing claims of the business itself. So if we say we are the best childcare centre in Melbourne versus a third party who have already enrolled with us, and let's say their child is off to primary school and they write a review with us saying that we are the best childcare in Melbourne. They had an amazing experience. Their child is ready for primary school and ready to go. That is more trustworthy, and that is going to convert more of the prospects. So if you want to choose, I want you to choose a restaurant based on the review quality and rating, review quantity and rating. Restaurant A has 350 reviews and they're ranked 4.6 stars. Restaurant B only has 5 reviews and it's rated 4.6 stars as well. So they're both 4.6 stars. Well, you'd choose restaurant A because the quantity of reviews displays the business's experience, and the star rating is high relative to the volume of reviews. It shows that we will have a higher likelihood of achieving our desired outcome, a good dining experience. This is applicable to the childcare industry. It shows parents that they will have a higher likelihood of their child having good experience with our childcare center. Here's how you can use reviews and feedback to feed the flywheel. To further optimize the flywheel process, my clients post across all of their social media accounts a screenshot of the review, and they have a little music behind it as well, via posts and stories. Furthermore, their website auto updates the review carousel. So the carousel is basically where it has a big review here and two smaller ones, and it slides through. With my clients, we incentivize families to leave an honest, genuine review in order to receive $10, $20, enter a raffle. You have to be very careful on the way you frame this and the way you present it. So this is illegal and bad if you frame it like this. We will pay you $20 if you leave us a 5-star review. You're not allowed to do that. That's against consumer laws. A good frame is that you explain why it exists and really explain where you're positioned on this. So we understand that you receive countless review requests from businesses via SMS and email. We use our reviews as a guide to perfect our childcare services. In-depth, honest reviews are valued by us. We incentivize parents to give us feedback by giving them $20 or an entry to a raffle or something if they leave a genuine Google review using a Google account under their full name. We are aiming to improve our services, so please give us a fully honest review with as much detail as you possibly can. But $20 for a review, that adds up, right? Well, with higher quality reviews, higher quantity, and more in-depth reviews, Google will rank our Google business profile and our website above our competitors. It creates more social proof on our social media accounts, which is a strong trust asset for prospective parents viewing our social media before a tour or before filling in some sort of lead form, which they do based on consumer behavior for service-based businesses. So landscapers, childcare, funeral homes, when people fill out an ad or they're actively looking for one, they will actually search you up on Facebook, they'll search you up on Instagram, and they will view your content, and they'll make a decision in their mind whether or not they will go with your business or they'll go with your competitor. This will increase our conversion rates. Having higher reviews and posting them across our social media will increase our conversion rates, making our ads more effective and therefore cheaper, allowing us to achieve greater ad returns and increase profit margins. Ultimately, this sort of system where we ask for reviews, incentivize reviews, post them everywhere, this will pay dividends from multiple streams. Now, if you struggle to fill your places or just want some clarity on your brand and marketing goals, book a no obligation consultation call with me via the first link in the description. If you have any other questions, leave a comment. Feel free to email me, and take care.